Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today is the second class of Python programming language, and in this class we are going to study how to enter into the programming mode on Python. In the previous class, we work on direct mode of programming, on which when we press enter, output is generated on screen. Today we are going to enter into the programming mode and start working. Now, how to enter into the programming mode? How to enter in programming mode in Python. Step number 1 is click on file. Step number 2 is click on new. And step number 3 is save your file. Shortcut key is Control plus N. Means we need to activate new file to get into programming mode of Python. Control plus N. Okay, step number 3 is the most important thing, that is save your file. Python is a compiler based language and it is mandatory for all compiler based languages that you have to save your program first, then you shall execute it. So let's move towards Python. That is the Python direct mode of programming. You can see the greater than signs, 3 greater than signs on your screen. I shall click on file, then I will click on new file. Shortcut key is already mentioned, Control plus N. Click on it. Now a new window is opened that is fully blank. It means now I am at the programming mode of Python, and the identification of programming mode of Python is there is nothing present on your programming window. Not a single word, not any type of symbol will be present on the programming window of Python. So now we shall start working on it. First, I shall type print, bracket open, inverted comma, Faisal Anwar Khan, inverted comma close, bracket close. Press enter. If the same line is typed on the direct mode of programming, the output will be generated. But in programming mode, by pressing enter, I entered into the new line and nothing is happening. So there are few more steps to be taken to execute, to run a program. How to execute, run a program on Python. Step number 1, save your file. It is mandatory to run a program. You must save your file first if you have not saved it yet. Save your file means Control plus S. Number 2, click on run. Number 3, click on run module. And the shortcut key from the keyboard is F5. So let's execute the program. I have not saved the program yet. I will click on run. Run menu is here. Click on run and then click on run module. A message is appeared on the screen. And what is the message? Source must be saved, means this program, this one line program must be saved from before execution. Till then, program will not be executed by the compiler. So keep this thing in your mind that all the programming languages which are compiler based, you need to save the program first, then you shall run the program. Okay, class? So I shall click on OK. A save window is opened. You can see the save as title on the window. I need to save. Location is not an issue. You can save your program at any location in your computer system. I do save it on desktop, like program 1. Save, and now you can see that Faisal Anwar Khan is printed on the screen. Look at here, this Faisal Anwar Khan, it is printed on the screen. Okay, now moving forward, we are going to discuss some data types which we shall use in Python. Three main data types that we are going to study in Python are data types used in Python. Integer, that is written in Python as INT. Real, real means decimal point is involved. It is written in Python as floor. And number 3 is string, and it is written in Python as STR. So the data types are integer, real, and string. And in Python, we shall use the keywords int, int, float, and str. These keywords will be used. Now let me define these three data types. Integer, keyword, int. Keyword means the proper word that we shall use in Python programming. Actual name is integer and the keyword is int. Can hold whole numbers, both positive and negative. Calculations are possible. No decimal point is involved. That is the introduction of integer data type in Python. It can hold both positive and negative values. Calculations can be done on integer data type, and decimal point will not be used. Okay, we cannot use decimal point in integer data type. The next is real, that is used as float keyword in Python. Can hold real numbers. Both positive and negative. Calculations are possible. And number 3 is decimal point is involved. That is the introduction of real data type. Keyword used is float, and these are the properties of three main basic properties of real data type. Now the last one is string, which is also known as text data type. And the keyword used is str. So introduction of str data type. Number one, can hold every type of data, means whether the data is in textual form, in numeric form, or it is based on some special kind of symbols. Number two, calculations are not possible. You cannot do calculations on a string or text data type. And number three, some versions of languages requires quotation marks to input string data. Okay, now we shall moving to Python IDE. IDE means Integrated Development Environment. That is the programming mode. I'm removing this line. Okay, now first learn that how the data is entered into a variable. How to enter data in a variable in Python. Variable name in which a space is not allowed. You can use an underscore sign between two words, but space is not allowed. Is equals to data type, means either it is integer, either it is float or str, bracket open, input, bracket open, and input message, inverted comma closed, two brackets are opened, then two brackets will be closed. So let's apply it on Python. So I do write here num1 is equals to int, bracket open, input, bracket open, enter any number, inverted comma close, two brackets are open, so I shall close two brackets, bracket 1, bracket 2, enter. Then num2 is equals to float, that is the data type, bracket open, input, bracket open, inverted commas, enter any number, inverted comma close, bracket close, bracket close. Number 3, now it's time for string data type. Name is equals to STR, that is a keyword for string data type used in Python. Bracket open, input, bracket open, inverted commas, enter your name. Inverted comma close, bracket close, bracket close. Control S, that is necessary. Press F5 from the keyboard. Now you have a message on your screens. Enter any number. I do type here 256. Enter. Again, enter any number that is related to float data type. I do type here 36.5. That is up to me what data I'm going to input into the system. And number 3, enter your name. I do type Faisal Anwar Khan, and then I do press enter. Okay, you have seen on your screen that Faisal Anwar Khan is accepted. So in some versions of Python, string data will not be accepted without quotation marks or without inverted commas. So keep this thing in your mind. Okay, now I'm closing this window, going back to my programming screen. Now I'm going to print whole data. So I shall type print, bracket open, num1, bracket close. Variables and constants, do not write them in inverted commas while you are going to print their value. Then print num2, bracket close, then print, bracket open, name. bracket close. Okay, keep one thing in your mind. Variables and constants are two types of memory locations which we create in our programs. Right here I mentioned three names, num1, num2 and name. These are the three memory locations. These are three variables or these are three constants. Soon we are going to discuss variables, constants in detail. So these three memory locations are created in program in which data will be stored. Input function used here, input statement used here will ask for the data according to data type, that is written here INT, float, STR. Let me copy it on Microsoft Word so it will be better to see in greater size. I do remove everything from here, do paste it. Let me change the colors. So in red color are variable names. In green color, it is data types. And in change the color of this video. Blue color are used input statement that is used to ask for data when we execute it. Okay, now going back to Python. Okay, keep one thing in your mind that the variable's name, if I'm going to store the value and then printing variables on in output, variables and constants names never printed in output, their values will be printed. So if you look at these three lines, print num1, print num2, print name. So actually Python will contact the num1 memory location, num2 memory location and name memory location to pick up the data and then print it on screen. So let's move to run this program again. F5 again. I did not save the program. So Python is asking to save the program first. Click on OK. Now the output screen is appeared on your screen. A message is there. Enter any number. I do type 25. Then enter any number that is for float. I do type here 396. I'm not typing any decimal point. And now enter your name. Faisal Anwar Khan. Now look at the output that is going to be produced on your screen right now. 25 396.0 and Faisal Anwar Khan. 25 is accepted as it is. I typed 396 for float data type, so automatically Python adjusted 0.0 itself. And then Faisal Anwar Khan. Let's run it again for some new values. First data type is integer. I do type here 36.5. Right. Second data type is low. Look at the screens. 36.5. Data is rejected. Why? Because the data type for first input is integer. 36.5 means data type must be float. Decimal point is involved. It cannot be included in integer data type. That's why the data is rejected. I need to close the window, press F5 again, enter any number 36, enter any number for float data type 123, and then enter your name. Press enter 36 123.0. Due to float data type, Python itself attaches 0.0 with the float data and then Faisal Anwar Khan. I hope today's lecture is understood by all of you. So now we are ending here. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.